Of course, guess who makes his return? A couple days after Christmas Day. First and foremost, I hope you beautiful people out there, the fellas, oh, and of course, oh, my cheerleaders, the cheerleaders that get my heart pumping. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. Hopefully you spent it with your loved ones, with some family, with some friends. So I hope you had an amazing Christmas. I've been asked many times through IG, through here on YouTube, Floyd, Mr. Wonderful, you need to do a top 10 sneakers of the year. I've been asked, what is your past sneaker of the year when it came to the past year since you've been here on YouTube? So I said, you know what? What's a better time than now? I'm relaxed at home. It is a chilly day here in California. So I got the hoodie on. I'm just taking it easy. I actually did a pickup video on this hoodie. Amazing hoodie. This hoodie takes me back to so many years when I was in high school and how this looked on the model when I first saw it in a magazine. So I said, you know what, I definitely got to get that. And I was able to find it on eBay. Shout out to whoever I purchased it on eBay. I even forgot at this point. But the point is, I'm relaxing at home on this beautiful, chilly California day. And I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and drop this video for the first time when it comes to the F.C Sneaker Factory. Because this year, I can say that I purchased every shoe that I wanted this year. Every single shoe, minus one. There's only one that I wasn't able to pick up. And I'm going to let you know that right off the bat. That was the Devin Booker one, the orange one, right? The one that was only given to the select social media people out there. The shoe that was numbered, that beautiful orange with the great materials. That was the only shoe I didn't pick up. I could have picked it up, but to me, it's not worth $3,000. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay that money for that shoe. But if I did pick that shoe up, or even if I did make this video with the top 10, that I would pick one of the other shoes that I purchased since my past pickup videos when it came to the Devin Booker one, because I think that is a top 10 shoe. But of course, leave it to Mr. Wonderful to only do the top 5, because I feel like top 10, you're really kind of pushing it as far as trying to find shoes to put on your list. There was a lot of good shoes this year. I think we can all agree that, you know what, there's nothing great, but there is actually solid shoes. So I picked out my top 5 solid shoes that I feel were the best of 2024 when it came to what I have in an FC Sneaker Factory. And like I said, I picked up all the shoes that I wanted this year. So I was able to pick and choose from the ones that I feel like were the top 5. I feel like that were released this entire year from all brands: Nike, New Balance, Asics, Jordan brand, Nike SBs, all of those. I was able to pick 5. If I really wanted to, I could have did a top 10, included, a lot of just shoes that I feel that are really good to be in the top 10. But like I said, I wanted to be more selective when it came to my channel and what I feel like were the top 5 shoes of 2024. So I have them all lined up right here. Beautiful shoes in each and every single way. How I justify these to be the top 5 is 1, limitability. 2, how they look in terms of appearance. 3 is basically how bright and how vibrant they are in terms of the look of the shoe and just the whole style of the shoe. That's really how I determine the shoe. I don't really determine it on comfort because I could give a fuck about that, because really half of these shoes I probably won't even wear, or I will put them on, but not for like an all-day purpose. These are really just like the most I probably really ever wear a shoe is maybe like 4 or 5 hours on a daily rate, basically. So it's really limited. I don't really wear shoes very often. I'm busy in terms of work and in my actual life that sometimes I just don't have a chance to wear a lot of my shoes. So therefore, I can't really go based off comfort, and that's why I say all that. But let's go ahead and go on to my top 5 when it comes to these amazing shoes that I have before me. And just to let you know, I got a couple special guests that are going to be coming in when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory. I'm relaxing at home. As you can see, I'm in the FC Sneaker Factory relaxing at home, just taking it easy. But I got 2 special guests going to be coming over, and I'm going to be gladly to introduce you to these 2 great people. So number 5, when it comes to my list, you guys may say, oh, that is such a generic shoe. What makes it so special is just because of that symbol. But no, I've actually had the Dunk that came before this shoe. The Iowa Dunk. Poorly constructed. Materials were shit. But when I got this one in hand, I said, you know what? The materials are amazing when it comes to this shoe. And of course, that Nike would give us this shoe once again because, a lot of people, including myself, was not able to ever get this shoe. And I was not going to pay the astronomical price to even get this shoe in hand. Ever. Like I said, it is a very simple shoe. The color blocking is not the greatest, but just the limitability of this shoe. Just of how I hate using this word, but grail of this shoe, how much of a grail this shoe was, it has to make my top 5. And it is my number 5 when it comes to the 2024 shoes. And we are looking at the Nike Dunk SB. No, the Nike Dunk. This is the Wu-Tang retro colorway right here. Such a great shoe. Materials are actually great quality of leather on this one compared to like the regular Iowa Dunk. I mean, we all know that was basically a shit shoe, but this one is such a great shoe. Color blocking, right? You cannot wear this with numerous outfits. You can't even wear this on a daily basis, but it's just a great shoe to bring out here and there. And I had to put this on my top 5. As far as number 5 when it comes to my top 5. I actually picked this one up on eBay, so shout out to eBay and to the seller that sold me this shoe. But the original Wu-Tang Dunk debuted in the year of 1999, but now it came out November 9th of 2024. Drop a comment down below. Let me know, should this belong in the top 5 or maybe even top 10? Let me know what you feel as far as you think that this shoe should rank in terms of the year 2024. Okay, the Nike Dunk Wu-Tang. So there we go with that one. Making sure these amazing people are going to be on their way pretty soon, and it looks like they are. So number 4. So this one, I put this one on my list as my number 4 because it brings back so much nostalgia to me. It is a shoe that I haven't seen in such a long time, and this was the first time it has ever retroed. So this was a great shoe that I feel like, it has to be on my top 5 as far as the sneakers of 2024 goes. I love the presentation. That's also another thing that I kind of rank my top 5 shoes on is the presentation, because this one actually came in the suitcase. Even though it didn't belong with the suitcase, because if you really reflect back to the original did not come in a suitcase when it comes to this colorway. It actually just came in a regular box. But Jordan Brand blessed us with the suitcase with this one. So I love the presentation. It definitely takes me back to, the year 1999, the year 2000 when this shoe came out. And this one is my number 4 because of those reasons, right? The display, the great quality of this shoe. And this is the Air Jordan 17. This is the lightning yellow. Originally came out, let me retract that. Originally came out in 2002. But this one right here, this came out back on May 30th of 2024. A great shoe. Very limited in terms of the issuing of this shoe. I thought there was going to be more that came out. I was really waiting for sneakers to release this shoe. Never did. So I was able to pick this one up here on GOAT. So this is a GOAT pickup for myself. But shout out to GOAT for this one. Shout out to whoever sold me this shoe. I got this one at a really good price. but the materials are amazing. I love just that nice lightning yellow hit when it comes to the midsole. Such a great shoe, very iconic, because this was pretty much groundbreaking for the sneaker world back in 2002. This was the first shoe to ever hit $200 in terms of retail price. So that was really a crazy thing. Like I mentioned though, the original shoe, this is a low top. The original shoes were high tops when it came to the suitcase being involved. This was a low top, so this one actually came out in just a regular shoebox, not a suitcase. But like I mentioned, Jordan Brand blessed us with the briefcase with, or I should say the suitcase with this one. So that's why this one makes my number 4 when it comes to the 2024 shoes of the year. And this is why this one's in there. Beautiful shoe. I love this shoe. Brings back a lot of memories. Okay, moving on. There wasn't very many good SBs this year. There was not very many. I was on the brink of so many shoes that were kind of disappointments for the SB line. But there was only 2 shoes that really stood out to me. And one of them was the Futera. If I did the top 10, the Futera would be in the top 10 shoe. But I feel like this one right here, this one belongs in the top 5 because this is such an amazing shoe. I love the colorway of this shoe. I love the materials on this shoe. It's not going to be a shoe to be easily to style with. It's going to be one of those really limited shoes that you only really wear occasionally. This is not an everyday wear, trust me. I understand that, and like I mentioned before, this is not built. My list is not built on wears. My list is not built on comfort. My list is not built on like, oh, this is an everyday shoe. No, my shoes are based on limitability, and not to that you're supposed to be wearing these every single day, or else you'd be getting a whole list of like just Jordan shoes when it came to my top 5, or New Balances or Asics or anything like that. This one really stood out to me this year. I love, like I said, I just love the whole theme of this shoe. I think this is such a great shoe. I'm not sure where the sneaker market is on any of these shoes that I'm doing, but I feel like this is my number 3 when it comes to Mr. Wonderful's top 5 of 2024. But we are looking at the Nike Dunk SB. This is the Verdy by Verdy. This shoe actually released on September 19th of 2024. Love this shoe. Reminds me a lot of Cotton Candy, but I just love the details of this shoe. I just love the materials. Obviously, does give you like the Grateful Dead vibes when it comes to this one, but such a great, beautiful shoe. I love the pastel colors when it comes to this one, but to me, this is definitely a gem in my eyes. Love all the details on this one, but this is my number 3. And I feel like that is a beautiful number 3. And just based on the materials, it beats out the Futera in my eyes when it comes to this top 5 of Mr. Wonderful's 2024 sneakers of the year. Number 2 brings us to number 2. So many people, if I did a top 10, yes, I would have included the shoe that was going head to head with this one. I would include it in top 10. I don't put it in my top 10 because we've gotten so many different colorways when it comes to that version of the Travis Scott. So it's not going to make my top 5 of this shoe. But this brings me to this one right here. And in case you didn't pick it up, I'm talking about the olive, right? The reverse olive. That is not in my top 5. I'm sure it's going to be in a lot of people's top 5. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that should be a top 5 shoe. No, not in my list. Top 10, yes. You would find it in the top 10. But the reason why I kept it off, like I said, because we got so many versions of that shoe, so many different colorways when it came to that shoe. So throughout the past like 4 years now. So with this one, I feel like this one makes my top 2 because it's such a great shoe. A different model that we haven't seen when it comes to the past years. Got a different twist to it. So this is why it makes my top 5 and my number 2 on my list of Mr. Wonderful's 2024 sneaker of the year. And this brings me to this one right here. Such a great shoe. The only colorway that I want, I feel like this is the best colorway. I'm sorry about all those, the past 2 colorways. I don't really feel like those are really great colorways, and they will not be in the FC Sneaker Factory, but this one is. This one was actually an eBay pickup. Such a great shoe. But my number two, the Air Jordan Jumpman Jack TR sale colorway. This was released back on April 30th of 2024. Love the details on this one. A shoe that, like I mentioned before, we have never seen this shoe before. We've never seen a model like this before. I just love the details. I love the look of this shoe. Beautiful shoe. Sale colorway. Like I mentioned, this is the best colorway in my eyes when it comes to this model of a shoe. Love it. My number two, just because of the colorway, just because of how different it is. Let me check this. Yep. The visitors are almost here, so I'm going to be introducing them pretty damn soon. But what do you think about that one? Do you think I'm wrong for putting that as number two, or do you think I hit it right on the nail on the head with that being number two? Because it is a different model. It's a model that we haven't seen, but with such a great colorway when it comes to that shoe. All right, so number one. You're probably all wondering, what's your number one sneaker of the year, Mr. Wonderful? Well, you know what? There's a lot of solid shoes this year. I went back and forth when it came to this list, but when it came to my number one, I already knew what my number one was. There was no type of objection. There was no type of like, this one should be a number one. No. But let me make this comment. There could have been a lot of top five shoes, to be honest with you. Like I said, there was really nothing great when it came to 2024, but there was a lot of solid shoes. The shoes that I left out, the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. Great shoe, right? Very iconic model. Iconic colorway. The Victor Wembley, right? The GT Hustle 2. Another amazing shoe. It definitely would have been in my top 10 if I created one. Another great shoe. Futura, like I mentioned before, it's definitely in my top 10, but not in my top 5. The Devin Booker, a lot of great models. I stopped at the white with the green snake skin swoosh. I stopped at that one. I want to say that was the rattlesnake. I stopped at that one. All the other ones now coming out are just ugly. I don't know what's going on with that. But like I mentioned, the numbered one, the original one that first came out, not to the public, but just to social media content creators, the very select few of them got that one. That would have been in my top 10. That's such a great shoe. I feel like the model is very simple, but very stylish. That's why it belongs in there. No Kobe's would have been in my top 10, to be honest with you. I think the Kobe brand did a horrible job this year when it came to the color blocking and to the models that were released. What else? Adidas. I'm gonna just say it. You might even say this, Floyd, with Kith. You're very biased. I understand. I am biased. I mean, definitely I support Kith because I feel like there's such a great brand. But they released a lot of great shoes with Adidas. They did a couple with New Balance, Asics, and stuff like that. But none of those would have been in my top 5. There's a lot of shoes that could have been in my top 10 with like the Malibu Kith New Balance collaboration, the Adidas Kith New Balance collaboration. And then also there's a lot of New Balances that did come out that would not have made my top 10. I'm here to basically bring you what I feel like the best. You guys may be objective with this, but I feel like I brought the best when it comes to what I feel like was the best of 2024. A lot of Asics. I understand the Asics are a popular model at this current time, but really they're all the same. Just different colors, materials pretty much look the same. So don't even get me started here. But like I mentioned initially, my number one when it comes to sneakers of the year had no type of objection for myself. I had no type of like I'm back and forth in between these two models or these two shoes. No, this one right here stood out. And this was the Nike Air Flight 89, the PJ Tucker collaboration. Such a great shoe. Yes, I understand that it isn't a Flight 89. It's not the most popular shoe. Yes, it is. There's really nothing crazy in terms of the color blocking of the shoe, but I feel like the materials are on point. Beautiful materials. I love the color. Very simple, but this is one of those shoes that you can wear on a consistent basis. Will I? No, I won't. A shoe that's very limited though. So of course I'm gonna put that as my number one, the limitability on this one. But this one is such a beautiful shoe. And this is the PJ Tucker Flight 89, released back on May 5th of 2024. Love this shoe. Love the materials. I love the style. Gorgeous shoe. A shoe that I probably will wear eventually, but not anytime soon. But such a great shoe. My number one of 2024. Let me know what you think about this being my number one. Am I completely off? Did I miss a shoe that you feel like should be in the top 5? But what is your top 5 of 2024? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'd really appreciate that. But there's my top 5. Mr. Wonderful's top 5 of 2024. Beautiful shoes in all their own way. All right. So you drop a comment. Let me know what you think about my list. And you know what? Hopefully your list is pretty damn close to mine. I would like to know that. I would really appreciate you dropping a comment and let me know how you think my list is. Is it a solid list, or is it like, damn, you were completely off, or you should have added this one in there? Drop a comment and let me know what you think about that. So I got the visitors. They should have entered the house at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look at these amazing people, right? The true supporters when it comes to my YouTube channel and when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory. And of course, I got my beautiful mom, Yolanda, right here. So my lovely mom, my dad, Floyd Sr. I'm sure some of you people know who he is because he's very active when it comes to the people that he follows. But I wanted to give these amazing people a shout out, and we want to just basically let you know from the FC Sneaker Factory, from Mr. Wonderful Floyd, and from Yolanda and my dad, Floyd Sr., we just want to say, go ahead.
Merry Christmas to you all.
And a Happy New Year's.
So, just like we all, like how I always end every episode, you beautiful people out there, the fellas and the beautiful ladies, we think you are too damn sweet.